And that's such a great thing. I love what you said too about you're doing it because you love it.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody has the ability to leave their jobs. You did, I did. We left careers that were secure and safe and had 401ks
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
paid vacations and things
Yeah.
like that. But I know I am, and it looks like you are happier doing what we're doing because we love what we're doing. We are enjoying it, and we're growing and becoming more mature in what we know we're capable of. But what do you want to say? What would you want to say to a woman who is in a job that she doesn't love, that she's not happy with? And what would you want to say to her?
So a couple of things. I say this to everybody all the time and quite often. People look at me leaving my job. I was a television news anchor and I left in 2020. I had just signed a 3-year deal, and 6 months into my 3-year deal, I said, I don't want to do this anymore. And it strictly for me came down to, I don't know if I've ever had a panic attack, but I definitely started having anxiety of, God, if I die while working at this job, I would be disappointed in myself. So because we don't know the hour or the minute, I just wanted to take control of how I managed all my hours and minutes. And so I think the programming in this world is go to school, get a good job. And there's a lot of people that have that good job, but they don't have a good life, or they have that good job, but it's not what they hoped and dreamed it would be. And so they keep it because it looks good, or it sounds good, or they should be happy. So I encourage everybody to realize that, God forbid that it be sooner rather than later, you're going to have a last breath thought. And I pray for everyone that your last breath thought is not, hold up, wait, tomorrow I was about to. I live my life in such a way that my last breath thought would be, whew, I did that. Whatever that looks like for you, it might not be quitting your job. It might be starting that hobby on the side, and at some point when you start doing more of the things that you love for free, it will take over that job. The job will now get in the way because that's actually what you're supposed to be doing. So when people struggle with what else would I do? And I got a mortgage and I got kids, I always say, start doing the thing you love to do for free. And if you pour your heart into that passion, that's where your millions are. And you'll be quitting that job before you realize it, doing the thing that you would have done for free.
Yeah. And like you said, not everybody is supposed to quit their job necessarily. Right. It may be that they're just supposed to start that hobby, like you said. Because I remember I have a friend who as an actor, he loved acting. He was on the stage probably 4 or 5 times a year doing community theater. He also worked at, where was it? Rocketdyne or one of those aerospace industries. He was in aerospace. But he also did the sound and electronic engineering stuff for the theater. But he also wrote, and he wrote manuals in some cases in the engineering area, and he wrote reviews for operas. So, he melded what he loved together. And sometimes like you're saying, you may not love the job, or you may love aspects of the job. And so if you start doing other areas, doing those kinds of things that you love in other areas that support you, that support another side of you, your creative side or something like that, then you really you are melding all parts of you. So then you're feeling better about your own life.
100%. And that's the thing. That's why I left my job, because the more money they paid me, the more I was not allowed to do the things that made me happy outside. So now I couldn't do comedy. Now I couldn't write books. Now I couldn't do podcasts. And I'm like, okay, this job ain't that to me. I actually have more joy doing these other things. I had no way of knowing that my last day on the air, March 20th, 2020, was the end of the world as we knew it. And it was, the world shut down and I had just left my job, and so nothing went according to plan, but I would not change a thing. It went exactly the way it was supposed to. It gave me time to just chill out. It gave me time to reflect, to plan, to dream, and to be excited about the next adventure. And I also wanted to say about your friend you mentioned who were doing all the things. When I was a little girl, I want to say maybe about 12 years old, I know I was in middle school, and that's why I love talking to middle school kids, because when you tell a kid that age something, they believe you. Mm-hmm. They somehow that age, somebody can say, you can be an astronaut. And now when someone says, what do you want to be when you grow up? You say an astronaut, you know, you really believe what someone tells you. And I was around 12 years old when I read Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And that was the first time I knew that you can be an actor and a dancer and a poet and a professor and a writer and a singer. I didn't know you could be all the things. And I've been being all the things ever since Maya Angelou gave me permission to do so. So when she passed away, not me not knowing her, not knowing what she had next, or if she had something next, I felt like, wow, she died empty. And that was a blessing and an inspiration that when I go, I want to have left it all on the table and be all the things and just enjoy. So that's, if you don't quit your job, be the things outside of work, you know, but at some point you got to try to be all the things.
Everything that's inside you. You have to be everything that's inside you, you know.